There was a king who trained his body to survive any poison. Warriors who dipped their arrows in rotting venom so deadly, one scratch meant death. And deep in the Amazon, a ritual so extreme, it weaponizes pain itself. 3 ancient secrets, all real, all terrifying. And today, we're testing just how insane they actually were. Don't try this at home. Seriously, I like you alive. But first, meet the man who literally made himself unkillable. There was a king named Mithridates VI, and he had a problem. Everyone wanted him dead. Poison was the weapon of choice. Silent, invisible, elegant, kind of like a toxic ex, but medieval. So Mithridates did something insane. He started taking small doses of poison every single day. Not to die, to adapt. Yeah, this man invented microdosing, but with literal death. Over time, his body adapted. Snake venom, plant toxins, deadly compounds. None of it worked. He became immune. But here's where it gets crazy. Years later, he lost everything. His army, his kingdom, surrounded with no escape. So he did the only thing left. He tried to kill himself with poison. It didn't work. Imagine grinding your whole life to become immune, and then your exit button just doesn't respond. So what happened? He had to ask a soldier to kill him manually. The man who defeated poison was defeated by his own success. And if you think that's insane, wait until you see what ancient archers did with venom. Because this next one, this wasn't about survival. It was about spreading death on purpose. Meet the Scythians, horse riding, battle-hardened, and absolutely unhinged. Their arrows weren't just sharp. They were contaminated, and not in a oops, I dropped it in dirt kind of way. They dipped arrowheads in a mixture of snake venom, rotting flesh, blood, bacteria. Basically, a biological nightmare smoothie. Gordon Ramsay would have some thoughts. Even a tiny scratch could cause infection, paralysis, organ failure, death within days. And here's the worst part. You didn't even need a deep wound, just a scratch. Enemies didn't just fear the arrows. They feared what came after. Slow death, unpredictable, unstoppable. But here's the question. What happens when fear itself becomes the weapon? Once word spread, armies started breaking. Before the fight even began, imagine showing up to battle, and the guy next to you goes, "Hey bro, if they hit you, don't scratch it." And yet, even this level of brutality doesn't compare to what happens next. Because in the Amazon, they didn't just use poison to kill. They used it to transform. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, tribes perform a ritual involving the giant monkey frog, also known as Kambo. This is not casual. This is not relaxing. This is not a spa day. Small burns are made on the skin. Then, the frog's secretion is applied directly into the wounds. Yeah, we're already off to a strong start. Within minutes, heart rate spikes, intense sweating, nausea, vomiting, full body reaction. Your body basically hits the emergency alarm and then sets the building on fire. Some Amazonian tribes use this ritual for purification, strength, endurance, spiritual protection. But here's the part most people don't expect. In some accounts, exposure to toxins like this may help build tolerance, increase pain resistance, strengthen psychological endurance. So while others feared poison, some trained their bodies to survive it. 3 civilizations, 3 completely different strategies: immunity, weaponization, transformation. And all of them pushed the human body to its absolute limit. A king who couldn't die from poison, warriors who turned arrows into biological weapons, a ritual that turns pain into power. History isn't just about battles. It's about what people were willing to do to survive them. If this video blew your mind, you need to watch this next one, because we're diving into even crazier ancient secrets that honestly should have stayed buried. Subscribe if you haven't already. And remember, not all weapons are visible.